Alright, I made it and dropped off the first set of power generators. Now I think I tweaked some stuff and I made a stupid decision and I sold I took off my shields for more cargo space. So I'm gonna run back and try to get that back. So I'm gonna head to this place that's 311 light years away. But it's back in occupied space. Like, see the galaxy map right here? All those different bubbles you're seeing are the power play layout of the different factions in space. So you have some encroaching on others, and then they fight for expansion. So this is where I'm going to be headed, but now I'm way out here in deep space, away from civilized space, which is that whole sort of weird amalgamated bubble there. But the reason why I'm way out here is because I'm dropping off power generators for a weekly mission. Basically, right near that area in the Pleiades Nebula, they've noticed Thargoid vessels, which are a new alien species that's been, like, fucking with us. And so, in order to help the cause, they need power generators or shit like that. So, but I'm gonna pick up these bio-waste deliveries, head way back 311 light years towards civilized space. But when I get there, I'm gonna pick up more power generators and try to come back. So there's a $670,000 contract. Here's a $300,000 contract. I'm gonna try to pick up everything heading to that Thetis, I believe. Yeah. Sound like I have a lisp. $500,000 delivery. So here's the community goals that I signed up for. Well, I signed up for one of them, but basically they put out a goal and they have different tiers that you can be a contributor on. There's 4,000 contributors on this mission. There's a week left. I'm in the top 75%, which means I'm guaranteed a minimum cash reward of 400,000. Now the more I contribute and the higher this goes, the more I can earn. So I'm trying to get to at least the top 25%, hopefully, and you have 3 days left to do it. So I think I grabbed everything. Also, you can pick up passengers too, so you can go to the passenger lounge, and as long as you have a cabin, like, there's a $4 million contract. My reputation isn't high enough, but you can build rep with different stations and different factions, and I'm not interested in doing that right now. I'm trying to contribute as much as possible to this mission. But each place has a different commodity sort of economy. So this one is a service economy. Some are agricultural, some are technological, some are refineries, meaning you can only buy certain materials in those stations. But you can affect economical stuff by if you bring too many goods into a service or into a station, you can flood the market and cause the supply to go up and the demand to go down, and then you can start losing money. So I'm going to be heading way back out. So the next little bit is going to be me jumping from star system to star system. Hey, what's up? If that was you on the broadcast, then yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, you in the broadcast?
No, not yet.
So, everything that you do, so like the past,
Here, hang on, let me end the broadcast.
No, because I'm watching you play.
Oh, okay. So, like, if I turn my landing gear off and I speed up, it'll let me know I'm speeding. When you're in a certain radius of a station, like, there's a speed requirement. If you hit someone while speeding, you get fined.
What I was going to tell you was that you've been talking for like the past 15 minutes explaining this game. I didn't hear a bit of it because I was still talking to Mark.
Oh. Well, that sucks. No, it's a more refined, better version. Like No Man's Sky was supposed to be more of a sci-fi based sort of exploration where the purpose was you're alone in the universe, and we took it as, well, because the developer never flat out said multiplayer wasn't going to be in it. We were like, there's a chance, and he was like, well, yeah, there's a chance, but the universe is so fucking massive that the likelihood of you running into someone is infinitesimal. Well, this one, there's people everywhere. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of the Milky Way galaxy. Like, they mapped out all of it, and every star system you can travel to. So there's a huge universe, not quite as huge as No Man's Sky, but there's more depth to the game. Whereas No Man's Sky was like infinitesimally bigger, but it was like a water puddle. Like, the creatures were eventually all started looking relatively similar. It got boring real quick. Whereas this one, you can affect political stuff, you can affect economical stuff. They've got supply and demand. You can run a trade route. You can be a pirate. You can rip people out of spaceflight and kill them. Or hell, I've had people rip me out of spaceflight and go drop, $35,000 in cargo or die. And then you kind of have to choose. And so, like, I've been mainly running goods and trading and delivering. But they have weekly missions where you can affect outcomes of things. The political superpowers in the game, like, you can help the cause, or you can help prevent another from, like, encroaching on a star system. So it's a lot funner, and it's a lot more in depth. Whereas No Man's Sky, like the flight was just, oh, you look around like this. This I can navigate into my cockpit. If I want to dock, I have to go to my contacts to make a request to dock, and then I have to land. My transactions show my contracts. These are all the navigatory places in the star system. I can go to my galaxy map, a system map. If I ever scan a person, I can see what their inventory holds if I have a manifest scanner. Then you can go up to your comms. You can start a wing with other players. You can message locally. You can receive messages from certain things. And then you have your actual ship. All my modules I can turn on or off. I can set the importance of it based on priority. So if my shields go down, everything on a priority 3 will shut off, or whatever. Anything on a priority 1 will stay on. You can cycle your fire groups and set yourself up to where you have all your shit ready. This shows your inventory, different functions, turn flight assist on or off. It's more of a space flight simulator / space sim. So like I've got lateral thrusters, which can boost me left or right, vertical thrusters, which can move me up or down, and then pitch, yaw. It's a way more in-depth, fun game, and you can jump on and really do whatever you want. Whereas No Man's Sky, you were alone. This, you can team up with a friend and complete missions. Like this thing, frame shift canceled because my thing exceeds my drive fuel limit, so I can go into my galaxy map. 17 jumps. So, and then you can, like right now I've got it set to the fastest route. You can put it on economical routes. I've got a fuel scoop, so this far out, when I get close to a certain specific stars groups, I can I can scoop their fuel and refill my tank. Alright, let me see if I can jump now. Alright. So I'm going to ludicrous speed. Maximum overdrive. And you can see my fuel over on the right. I've got a full center sensor which can detect nearby objects and my orientation to them. Like you'll see that star on there here in a second. See, in this I have to balance how close I get to the star because it gets too hot and I gotta watch my heat. Like right now my heat is at 66. The closer I get, the hotter it gets. And the longer I stay there, the hotter it gets. So then I have to back out. Like I'm full right now. But once I jump a few times, I'll scoop some fuel and show you how that fuel thing works. But you gotta stay out of the gravitational pull of the star too, because if you get too close, you'll get stuck. And then you'll get sucked in and die. And at any point in this game, if someone near me, like if I pop up on their sensors and they can detect my FSD wake, they can get behind my jump and then rip me out of it. But if they do that, I have a chance to fight to get out of it. Like there's an escape vector. So you see how that number goes up as I get closer, but my heat goes up. So I have to I have to determine how much fuel I need. 75 is the max for mine. As it stands right now. Jesus, I gotta change that route here in a second. So it's a really fun game. You should get it.
Too boring for me.
Well, I mean, maybe what I'm doing, like jumping from star system to star system and then just trading materials might be boring. But running around and finding people and ripping them out of space and killing them might be more of your action. So it covers a lot of grounds. You can have your little fast-paced combat-oriented thing, or you can have your slow-paced trading thing. I'm mainly looking for a teammate who will fucking like guard my back. So it's like if someone rips me out of fucking warp speed, you know, he can fight him. Because my ship's not a combat-based ship, it's a trading ship. Good minute. Like where I started at when I broadcasted was in like way in the outskirts of civilized space. So I have to I've got to jump quite a ways to get back towards where I need to go. But if I drop all these contracts off, I get about $1 million, and then I can pick up more power generators and head back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see anywhere on your screen where it's saying how long it's going to take you to get to where you're going with purple.
Oh, right there. Well, it's saying if I stay at this current speed, if I left it right here at this speed, because I'm not even full throttle yet on Super Cruise, it would take me, as it stands, it's speeding up. It'd be a couple minutes. Like as I speed up, it goes from 99 days to it's 5.29 light years. So it would take me about 80 days if I sat right here. But I can warp jump and get there instantly. So you have 3 different modes of travel. You have your hyperspeed, which is used from your frameshift drive. Then this right here is Super Cruise, which is how you travel in a star system from planet to planet or from starship to starship. And then you have your regular speed when you get, like when you're trying to dock at a space station. Here, I'll show you a better example. Like that's my next jump. But if I come over here, go to my nav, this is all the places I can clip. So
does it just drop you out automatically like that?
Yeah, it drops me off at the central star of that area. But then I can where is there's nothing here. This is a bad example. I can't stop at a star station here because there isn't one. That's the thing about where I'm out at. Like in deep space, it's not civilized. Like there's scattered outposts. But when you get to that one area on the galaxy map that I'm heading to, they're everywhere. I know why my fuel's so fucking full because I took that economic route and it's only jumping me a couple light years. So then so far. So yeah, I need to come over and change it to the fastest route. Maybe this. Yeah. Now we're jumping a little bit. See, now it's only it's 20 jumps to get to where I need to go. Well, I mean, if I had a ship that had a longer jump radius, because you can upgrade different things on your ship. You can buy a ship. My ship's a trading ship, so when I have a full cargo, I take a hit on jump distance because I'm weighed down. But like, if you just want to, if you're a fighter, you're not interested in jumping way out into deep space. You're fighting people close by, so you wouldn't have to do 20 shitty jumps like this. You would just jump to the nearest one, and then you could use your scanners and anything within like 1,000 kilometers of you. So like if a ship flies by you, you'll sense it. It'll say 1 new contact found up at the top right, and then you just hunt them down. I just happen to pick the more tedious, boring, laid-back aspect of Elite Dangerous. But if you hang tight till I get to civilized space, I'll show you how you can bump into people. Like this, I'm riding just outside the gravitational pull of this star to grab fuel. And if I fall out, I lose fuel per second, but if I get closer, I gain it. But if I get closer, my heat goes up.
How do you know when your fuel
Down in the bottom right, that little fuel bar will fill up. It'll tell you. It'll say like fuel complete when you're completely full. But normally I just try to keep it above the, like that right there. Boom. So I know I've got a full tank right now. And then that blue line tells me how much gas it's gonna take to make that jump right there. So if I jump, it'll take that blue bar off, and then I'll have to refill it. But you have your comms where you can, any players I've bumped into, you can make contact with the people, you can wing up in a group of like 4 and try to fight. And if you get the base game's only $30, it's $29.99.
The only thing I'm like saying is like I still got a pre-order done. The beta starts in like 2 weeks, or like less than 2 weeks now. By the way, Destiny 2, it's not just a pre-order beta. There's going to be an open series.
Like this thing's 18.2 light years away. If I sat at this speed, it would take me a year. But if I can ever find a place with a star station, which I'm probably not going to until I get a little bit closer. But normally within this star system, there would be like 1,000 light years that way would be like a starport that you could dock at, and so you could super cruise there right here and stay within this starship or this star station.
One thing that seems like I've been missing in this game was a couple like villains and like I watched a YouTube video of it and like your ship just like fucking shuts down and like you gain like pretty big nukes like the first time it happened like
Yeah.
you run into the alien race for the first time.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was when we first he first happened upon him. What's cool is there's like a Reddit group that if you run out of gas out here in deep space and can't make it to a star station or to a docking station or whatever, you can contact them, because if you run out of fuel, like your life support then starts ticking down, and you have like anywhere from 3 to 25 minutes depending on whether you upgraded it or not. But you have that long to stay alive. But if you're too far away to make it in that 25 minutes, you can contact them and they'll fly someone out and refuel your ship. But you have an extreme amount of control over your ship, like the engine system, weapons thing. I can redistribute power to different parts of my ship, as needed. So if I'm fighting someone, I can divert power to my weapons, or if I'm trying to escape, I can divert power to my engines. Or right now I'm running a distributed version. See, right now my fuel's at the halfway mark, so it's a little bit scary. Because sometimes like you may not pay attention and jump, and sometimes there may not be a star that you can pull fuel from. Only specific ones are scoopable. so like the main mission of me being way out here is to help the Federation with getting power generators out to the Pleiades cluster, because that's where they've sighted Thargoid vessels, and so they've got an outpost set up out there as like recon, and so they need help.
Has anybody actually like fought the aliens yet?
Yeah. People have fought these aliens. In the Horizons DLC, like you can land on planets and go find like ancient relics. And there have been people who've gone into like the Thargoid base, or what they believe is the home base of the Thargoids, and they've placed different. They've tried a couple things. They've tried relics. They've tried our technology, and if you put our technology in the Thargoid base, like it angers the base, and then it starts like trying to kill you. It sends out these little drones. The Horizons DLC adds a whole bunch of gameplay, so it's not like this. You can go land on a planet and then you can jump out on your little rover. You can have your rover drive around, and you can mine for minerals and asteroids and shit. There's a lot of ways you can play this game.
Did you ever end up buying Horizon Zero Dawn or Mass Effect?
No.
Horizon is by far like one of the funnest things I've played in a while.
Yeah, I'll wait till it goes on sale, or till they come out with like. Is Horizon supposed to be?
DLC's coming out later on this year.
I think I'll wait till they come out with a Game of the Year edition with all the DLC packed into it, like I did with Destiny. My fuel is so low.
Did it take you an hour, like 1.5 hours to fuel?
No. It means if I like, I could travel for 1.43 hours on this tank at this speed.
Okay.
Jesus.
How long has this game been out on PS4?
Oh, I don't know why my thing is so hot that I get caught in its gravitational pull. Fucking jump already! Ah! Go! Oh, thank God. What'd you say?
How long has this game been out for on the PS4?
Not that long for the PS4, but it's been out for ages on like the PC. Elite was one of the first games to, first like MMOs to ever be released, like space sim wise. I think I got a little bit too close to that star and did some damage to my ship. I said my... Oh, shit. I just realized what that thing said. It said cargo hatch malfunctioned. If I dumped all my fucking shit, I'm gonna be pissed. Take a second. Okay. Yes, it was.
What are like the little yellow dots right there?
Those could be other ships. Some are stars, but like you can tell if they're moving in a weird way. Like you'll see someone might zoom in front of me or zoom past me. You'll be able to clearly tell which ones are ships.
Are you where you need to go?
No, but I decided to see what this checkpoint was just to change the gameplay up. So on the left hand side, this is how you tell your distance versus your speed. Your speed has to be in the blue when the distance is in the blue. So you gotta be going slow enough speed to be able to jump out of Super Cruise while not flying past this location.
Hull integrity compromised.
Oh shit. It's an asteroid belt. Okay, well, I'm not going there. I would like to get back on my route. I don't want to die. So in the asteroid belts you can like mine for shit or die from hitting shit.
So like the only issue with games like these are like there's no way like your ship can detect if you're like jumping like in faster than light travel, like you're gonna hit something eventually. It's gonna like damage your ship traveling that fast.
Not in the faster than light travel, because that's just from uh, like star system to star system. But
What
you
I'm
can
saying is
hit
like
shit in
there's
Super Cruise.
like yeah, I know like in this game you can't, but like in real life, dude, you're gonna hit something eventually, like traveling that speed, like
Well, yeah, but in real life we've never reached that speed. So in order to circumvent trying to figure out that physical law and apply it to a video game, they just don't allow you to hit shit when you're light traveling. But you can, like, I can hit shit when I'm super cruising like this. Or this isn't super cruising, this is, I can hit shit when I'm regularly flying around, and I can hit shit when I'm super cruising. I can even run into other ships, and it'll tell you, like, if you're on course to impact it, it'll say so. It'll be like red, and it'll say impact. But now I need to figure out what the fuck I just got myself into.
Charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, so now I'm going a little bit faster. This is Super Cruise. I can hit shit in this.
I don't get what the colored little gas clouds are.
They're different federal superpowers.
Oh,
So they're different, like, governments. And each government sometimes tries to expand their power. And so you can basically see where the lines are drawn.
yeah.
And so, like, sometimes they can try to push another federation's boundaries and try to take over and encroach on their shit. And so that bubble will change. Sometimes, the red may try to overtake the blue or the green or whatever. But they all have like a price or an overhead. So each superpower has to make a certain amount of, like, what's called they call it CC, which is like their form of credits. Um, and so you can expand into a star system, but it might cost you more than it acquires you. because a star system will profit you or you'll take a loss on it. And if you take a loss on it, uh, they basically have to keep their budget, and they have to make sure they don't hit a deficit. If they hit a deficit, they have to give up star systems to zero out. So then other federations can take over those places that, you know, went into like civil unrest or whatever. I hope I spelled that right. Fucking there we go. Jesus. Alright. And you can have an impact on those political things. Like, you can go, you know, one federation might be interested in killing a bunch of pilots in a certain area to try to expand, and so you can pick up contracts to assassinate people and help their expansion cause. You know, you can align yourself with a different superpower, or you can defect from that superpower to go to another one. Alright, so my fuel is low, so I'm turning around and I'm gonna refuel up on this star. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so the shitty thing is I made a mistake and I tried to grab more cargo space, so I decided to do away with my shields. It was a dumb idea. Dumb. So when I get back to civilized space, I'm gonna put that back on. They say one of the hardest things to do in this game is to land your ship on a station. Which is one of the first things you have to do in the game, and it's one of the things you do the most. So I'm riding a line between topping out at 75, because 75 is the max. 75 will tell me that I'm scooping as much as possible, but if I top out at 75, it doesn't tell me that I'm getting closer to the star, only the heat signature does. So I try to stay in between, right below 70 but above like 65, so I know I'm maintaining a safe distance from the star. Because if you hit 75 and you keep getting closer to the star, the only thing it'll let you know is your heat will keep going up and up and up and up until you burn out.
Frameshift drive charging.
What was that unidentified signal for?
There's hundreds of those flying around. I don't know what it is. It could be, like, I happened upon one and it was a blown up ship that was, like, its cargo had spilled everywhere, and they had thrown out a distress beacon. And so you never know what the unknown broadcast is, or unknown beacon, or whatever it was, until you get close enough to it and scan it. So it could be anything. It could be an attack ship waiting for you, actually. That's happened too. I always try to fuel scoop with the star above me, because that's got the best field of view for, like, if I do it with it below me, I can't see because I'm looking at the dashboard of my ship, but I can see the top of my window.
Frameshift drive charging.
Like this one tells me I'm heading to a yellow-orange K star. The K would be the class, and you can scoop from a K star.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Minutes and like you still haven't gotten to that one place
Fuel
you
scoop
jumped.
disengaged.
Well, yeah, because I was also way far out.
Frameshift drive charging.
Like I was upwards of 300 light years away from civilized space, and most people who are explorers
4, 3,
are, you know, they can jump upwards of 30 to 40 light years. I can only jump max like 19, but when I'm filled up with shit, 15. So it's gonna take me anywhere from, you know, 15 to 20 jumps to make it, and that may seem boring,
fuel scooping.
but I doubt you'll be doing this aspect of the game.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Like, let's see how close I am. I've got 4 jumps left, so I'm
Frameshift
pretty
drive
close.
charging.
Yeah, that.
When I pulled up my navigation panel, you look right above the set filters button, it says route 4 jumps.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Like, the thing I like most about the game is like the whole geopolitical slash impact that you can have on it. It's cool knowing that there are places that you can gain reputation with, and you could help stem the tide of like a global war or whatever. I've even had, like with me trading, I've had bounties put on my head, and I've had people try to rip me out of space just to get my cargo. You haven't seen that, but it's pretty cool when it happens.
Frameshift drive charging.
Sometimes I forget. Like, I know I've spent a good 5 minutes collectively on jumps, just sitting here talking, and I could have been jumping to the next one.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I think I should be back in.
Who else is watching?
I don't know.
Fuel scooping.
One new contact, I wonder. Another cool thing I found out about this game, once I get away from this star, I'll tell you.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I can click a button, and then I can look around my cockpit with the motion sensor that's in the thing, like this. Boom. Boom. That was me, like, rotating the controller around looking with my head.
Frameshift drive charging.
You had like 3 people
You're one of them. Alright, for those of you that are watching that just jumped in, I'm heading back to occupied space to turn in roughly $1 million worth of cargo contracts. And then I'm going to be picking up power generators and heading back out into BFE space near the Pleiades Nebula. But there's Tethys, which I do not have a lisp, that's actually the name of it.
Frameshift drive charging.
And then from here, once I get there, like you see, Tethys is the Federation. It's a democracy. Some places are dictatorships, oligarchies, monarchies, all that shit. Mez was saying we should come up with a campaign to run our own superpower. We should call it From Pirate to President. What we'll do is we'll run a campaign against slavery, but then we'll fund our campaign by trading slaves across the galaxy. Isn't it ironic? Because you can actually do this in the game. You can traffic like illegal things, like weapons or slaves. You can pick up Imperial slaves, but when you go to dock at a star station, they scan your ship. The only way to avoid that scan is to dock as quickly as possible. And that's a skill in and of itself. Okay, so now that I'm at this location in civilized space, you see Tethys 4 is probably a planet. But right here you got a nav beacon you can go head to. Sansuki, ESS Owl, which is the one I need to head to, I believe. I lock the destination, it pinpoints it on my map. I can then use that little, you see that little like reticle crosshair thing on the left hand side of that central sensor scanner? That is basically tells me where my target is in relation to me in three-dimensional space, and I want to line it up. See how it, when I center it, it's right in front of me, but when I move away from, it's basically a way so you can tell your orientation of your target. Alright, I'm coming in way too fast. One contact lost. Discovered new signal source, which I would totally love to check out, but like over there you see there's a conflict zone, high intensity. You can head over there and fight people. There's normally war zones going on all around the planet, or all around the galaxy. The most profitable thing I've done so far is I picked up a passenger and took them like a god awful ways away. I took them to 3 different locations, each of which was further away from the next. And when I brought them back after they wanted to do a little sightseeing adventure around the galaxy. So once I took them to their little locations, brought them back, and I made $3.6 million. Safe disengage ready. They're both in the blue. I hit triangle. It'll pull me out of Super Cruise back towards regular speed. Alright, so here's your starport. I'm about 8 kilometers away. You have to be within 7.5 kilometers. You have to be within 7.5 kilometers to make a request. Tim, not that long, probably a month. I've I played Elite Dangerous on the PS4 after I got it for the PC. So I was playing on the PC for a couple months, and then when it came out for the PS4, I got it too. Um, but now that I'm right here, I can pan over to my nav, go to my contacts, request docking from the space station.
Landing authorized.
Landing pad
Please
30.
land on pad 30.
Alright, so you see the little green light? That's the side you want to go in on. If you go in on the left-hand side and you hit somebody, they'll fine you. Or shoot you out of space. I need to slow down. I'm nowhere near. I cannot talk and fly, I know that. Alright, so my landing gear is not down. Where's landing pad 30? There it is. Alright. My landing gear is deployed now. And as you get closer,
Landing gear deployed.
you can make little micro adjustments.
400 meters from touchdown.
Landed. Not graceful, because I had that docking computer, so I was auto docking for a while. Got a little rusty. If you're having trouble docking, I would suggest getting the auto dock chip, but the only problem is you can use that slot in your ship for better resources. So when you have to give it up eventually to get like more cargo space or maybe a shield generator, you're gonna regret it because you'll be rusty on landing. This is an agricultural market, but I go to my mission board. Tim, do you have it for the PS4? Claim my reward. And this you can see a reputation bar, an influence bar, the effect you had, and the effect that is going to happen if you don't do something about it. So they need medical support for the movement for Thethys liberals. Otherwise, they'll be forced to declare a state of outbreak. So I can affect that. I can go get medical support and help them out. And I'm pretty sure if I check these bounties here in a second, this mission board, the effect I had on it with fewer reported cases of illness, the Cooper Research Associates hope they've prevented a full outbreak. So that's the effect you had. I'm still neutral with them, but my influence is going up. They gave me focus crystals. Collect this reward too. I could do a courier job. Like he's wanting 8 units of atmospheric processors, which I would have to go find and bring back. They need medicine. You can pick up passengers at the passenger lounge. And these are these passengers, sometimes you might not meet the requirements. Some are uppity and want like a first class cabin. Some require that you have a specific, like these require me to be friendly with the current movement, which I'm not. I don't think I can't pick up any of them because I traded in my passenger cabin. But let's see if I can find one. Like this dude wants an economy cabin. If you have the economy cabin, and that little symbol right there means it's for the Horizons DLC. So you would need to unlock the DLC. Not all of them require that. Some of them do. Like that's a
Alright, dude.
$6 million bounty. You could go take him to go see distant stars and collect data. And then you can go into like your shipyard. You can buy more ships. Your outfitting. You can equip different stuff. They've got the Cobra Mark III and the Type 7 transporter, of which you can see the stats on. And then if you go over to outfitting, that's where you basically equip or unequip things on your ship. So here you can change the weaponry, whether you, like I've got cannons and pulse lasers on mine. And then your core internals being your power, your thrusters, your FSD, your life support and such. You can upgrade or downgrade. I, however, I added an extra cargo rack right here, but I took my shield off. I will not be doing that again.
I don't know if I want to buy it or not, dude. Like, it looks like it might be fun if I find the right thing, but I don't know how long it takes me to find it, and I just don't want to waste $30.
It's up to you. I mean, if I had to, I think you could find fun in it, but then there's also that chance where you do find fun in it, but the fun you find in it gets boring rather easily. You're more of a Destiny first-person shooter kind of guy.
Have you ever played this Witcher game?
No. No, I have not. You talking about The Witcher 3?
Yeah.
No, Tyler says it's pretty good. I don't think it's gonna beat Horizon though. But then again, it's been up there for quite a while. Please don't tell me that they don't have what I need. They don't. Fuck. My ship is shieldless till I go to another station and try to find one.
Holy shit, God of War 3 Remastered is down to $4.
Alright. I need to see. They're not gonna have fucking the thing I need. But you can see the little supply demand / galactic average, so you can tell whether or not you're buying it at a discount or being ripped off for it.
Piss me off, dude. Fucking Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition is $9.
But they've got a database website I use to try to find nearby stuff. So like this thing will, you can pick whether or not you want to set up a trade route, and it'll tell you the closest one for the cheapest price of different materials.